Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. So to shtfplan.com I go, where they say that we've tripled the number of store closings from last year, and 20 major retailers have closed at least 50 stores in 2017. Certainly runs counter to a lot of these rosy economic numbers that you've been seeing. And of course, you have to know, people out there, that this recovery that they say is going on, tell me that you don't have that weird feeling like, what are you talking about? What recovery? What the hell are you talking about? What prosperity are you talking about? Where is it? I don't see it. Do you? Does it seem like, I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like I'm seeing much recovery out there. And interestingly enough, we're not. All this recovery that's being achieved, all this increase in GDP, it's a direct result of these bubbles that are being created on Wall Street. And what we're seeing again is exactly what happened to the lead up of 2007 in the Lehman Brothers crash. People knew beforehand that things were going off the rails and going off the rails bad. And there were plenty of canaries in the coal mine. And a lot of people were raising the red flag to the point where you had George Bush going on, I can't tell you how many times, almost like programming in a way, having to say this: the fundamentals of the economy are sound. I mean, come on. How many times do you guys remember George W. Bush saying that on his way out the door, and then crash? And then we have the largest bailout of all time, when we should have let those banks just fade away. But we didn't. Right, because we're what our non-representing representatives do, and a lot of them got reelected. Because this just speaks to the apathy of things. Anyway, this article is by Michael Snyder over the economicscollapseblog.com. It says, didn't you know that number, the number of retail stores in 2017, is already tripled the number from all of 2016? This is last year, a total of 2,056 store locations were closed down. But this year, more than 6,700 stores have been shut down so far. That absolutely shatters the all-time record for store closings in a single year, and yet nobody seems that concerned about it. In 2008, an all-time record 6,163 retail stores were shuttered, and we have already surpassed that. And by a very wide margin. Yet we're facing an unprecedented retail apocalypse. And the numbers are going to be much higher next year, they say. So how, with these type of indicators, can we say that this is just we're an unbelievable economy? President Trump was talking about tax cuts today. And while he was talking about it, he's talking about the economy and just how much they've accomplished in a year. We haven't accomplished anything. The only thing that's been accomplished is a gigantic, we're talking about multiple bubbles being blown up. And the problem is you have the same bubble that burst in 2007, 2008. That was the consumer credit bubble, right? So that bursts, causes all sorts of crap. And a lot of experts said if the things don't get fixed that need to get fixed, that the next time around is going to be exponentially worse. So fast forward to today, and what we have is a credit, consumer credit, that surpassed the level where it was in 2007, 2008. That led to that horrible catastrophe. And then you have the bond market, who people are coming out and saying now left and right, massive bubble, massively overpriced and overvalued. Don't expect to get any real dividends in the next 5 years, they're saying. Okay, now all of a sudden they're saying this? And then you have economists saying 70% chance that we're going to see a crash in 2018. The fundamentals of the economy are sound. Trump was up there touting it all. Folks, I'm telling you, the more that I see this stuff, the more that I hear, is the more I'm seeing parallels to 2007, 2008, that crash, and what we're seeing in retail should be extremely telling. You know, the fact that here you have your brick and mortar retail is just getting massacred. But at the same time, you know, even though Amazon stock is going up, they're missing their numbers oftentimes. If you look at their reporting, they're not blowing things away. And while they're capturing market share, it's still not where you would think it would be. And so all your indicators are indicating that what you're hearing is a bunch of pomp and circumstance. It's almost as fiat as our currency. You know, even like gold. Gold is horribly manipulated. That price is horribly manipulated. But it's manipulated, you know, and so we have to understand that all of these things have been manipulated. All of the growth you're seeing is coming from Wall Street, and it's because they're just blowing bubbles up. And eventually they're going to pop. And I say the more that they increase the interest rates, the more you're going to start to see the chances of these bubbles bursting. So we'll see what happens. 6,700 stores already this year closed. And they're projecting 2018 to be even more than that. Does that sound like a recovery to you? It doesn't sound like a recovery to me. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. Hashtag Wake the Flock Up. Have a great day, everybody.